And we have an update here on the winter storm, which now I do think is going to happen for part of the area, but I would say the concentration will be down here in the southeastern part of Virginia into North Carolina, the mountains for sure, of North Carolina. I do wonder if this comes further north, depending on how strong this low pressure system gets. Be interesting to see what happens in the European weather model this afternoon run, so I'll probably have an update late today. As of now, I mean, this area's just been favored on the models nonstop, and then we had a drop off for about 48, 72 hours where things seemed like not much on the European, and the GFS or the American model was all over the place. Now the GFS is kind of semi-bringing things back, and the European model now says, hello, wait, there could be a storm here. And what happens here is that the sampling of the information, or the wave of low pressure off the Pacific coast, is coming onshore later today. So I suspect we're going to see a lot of, focus now on exactly where things are going to go. So let me show you the two models from last night. I'll discuss it a little bit in detail. Actually, one from last night, one from earlier this morning. So I want to give my good friends over at Pivotal Weather a shout out. I love their website. Their model outlooks are really worth looking at, pivotalweather.com. This is actually a combination of two things here. I want to get that straight. On the GFS model and even the European model, a little wave of low pressure is going to form along the Arctic boundary on Thursday evening, overnight. That low pressure system could drop a dusting of snow in areas. I think the snow that falls anywhere east of 95 down here in southeast Virginia may not accumulate much, except for on the grassy areas. But up here in the DC area, up to an inch of snow could fall from it. And of course, it hits potential for some commuter fun on Friday morning. So anyway, that's something to watch. But what does is I just extrapolated it, or pulled this thing all the way through all storms the next couple days. Actually, the next several days. And what you're seeing here is this low pressure system kind of getting squashed here to the southeast, with snow down in North Carolina, South Carolina, even down in Georgia, Alabama. What I would tell you about this is I think this is going to inch back northwestward as we get a little closer to the event. When I say inch, I do want to say inch. I mean, I don't think inch is pretty big in miles here in scale models. I think this whole region here gets shifted this way, and you're seeing snow south and east of DC down here, southwestern into the southwestern Virginia into North Carolina and southwestern. And so what we're going to see is the European model showing something similar to that. And the big jackpot areas are probably going to be somewhere in this region. That is my guess, my gut, my thinking. Now, this is all speculation at this point. Forecast models have been shifting around like crazy, and the European finally came back to something more significant based on what it saw last night. So what did it see last night? That's a good question. Let me take a look here. This is the European model, and you are seeing actual cumulative snowfall. And it's pretty significant down here. I mean, you're talking 15, 14 inches. I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to say maybe 8 to 10 in some jackpot area. Hampton Roads looks like it is in the line of it. Mountains obviously get more. As you see, it's pretty sharp cutoff here to the north. I mean, this stuff you're seeing up here is probably residual from the Thursday night event, not from what's coming up this weekend. So 6 inches gets almost up to the DC Richmond area and the north. Now, what I would tell you is the Canadian model gives snow all the way up in this region, at least at a moderate amount. I mean, 2 to 4 inches, a little further north and west. And that is my gut. My thinking is we're going to see this shift north and west. I think once you get up here into Loudoun and northern parts north of DC and stuff, the precipitation is going to drop off pretty significantly. And we're only talking very slight amounts up in this region, maybe 1 to 3 inches. But once you get down into Virginia, especially Fredericksburg South, you get into the more significant amount of snow. DC area, maybe 2 to 4, maybe. You know, I mean, this is all speculation. I'm giving out answers. I'm giving out thoughts. It's all thoughts at this point as to what I think will happen. None of this is a forecast. This is all speculation at this point. Speculation, speculation, speculation. Even giving out forecast amounts or thoughts even this many days in advance is kind of stupid because it's going to shift a lot. But what we would say is I think you're going to see a couple inches of snow up into the DC. You're going to see a concentration of snow here in southeast Virginia into northeast North Carolina. And that's just my gut. And honestly, I've been talking to the guys over at the Virginia Weather Network. Dave and I, we both kind of agreed that this was probably not going to be a Northern Virginia north storm. This is a southern storm system. It's very moist though, but if it gets strong enough, it's going to throw. It's going to move further north. Two, it's going to throw a lot more precipitation northward. So we got to see. European midday model will be very, very important, and the GFS hopefully will start to see this better and maybe shift things back further north if I'm right. If it doesn't, they both sheared out, then that's where we're headed. And that seemed to be the way it was headed the last couple days. Yesterday, GFS breathed new life into the system, and that's my first outlook on this. All right, there's a lot more talk about things that I'm unsure of. Everything's unsure. Everything's uncertain. Do not quote anything. What I would tell you is Thursday night looks pretty promising for dusting to as much as 1 inch of snow, especially in Northern Virginia. And then we get into just a dusting area south and east. And then on Saturday, if anyone gets snow, it's going to be the regions here in North Carolina and Southeast Virginia are going to be your big areas to watch. At least that's my gut at this point. Lot could happen in the next couple days. So do not quote me as the official forecast. It's just my thoughts at this point. And all of it is thoughts, all of it is speculation, and it may end up being nothing. It's important to note. And that's my outlook now. I should have an update mid-afternoon, evening time period, and then one late tonight in text format. All right, thanks.